Hey guys, and welcome to The Unknown Show. I'm Boston.
And I'm Bayside.
And we bring you indie music never again. This is it. This is the last episode. I told that joke before, so y'all just gonna have to deal.
We'll just keep saying that until you
just
believe
every So the last 3 songs you heard were Hot Blood by Kaleo, then you heard All of the People by Panama Wedding, and then Move Me by Wet. These are all songs we've played before. And I mean, I'd say they're some of our favorites. I have loved Kaleo for a while, but I think we both stumbled on All of the People around like freshman or sophomore year.
Yes.
And then Move Me, I think you were the first one to find that. Was it last year?
Which one? I'm so sorry.
What? Move Me by what?
I found them sophomore year.
Yeah, so all of these songs are a little throwbacky by a few years, but they're great indie songs. They're some of our favorites. You've heard them on here before if you've listened. So definitely check those out. But we are going to be talking about 2 things, 2 topics. We're going to be talking about Game of Thrones, of course, because we can't like not talk about it.
Of course.
And then we're gonna talk about like something that didn't go as well as Game of Thrones, which is Taylor Swift.
So
we'll do Game of Thrones first.
This is your final spoiler warning.
Yeah, spoiler warning. If you get angry at us, we told you there was going to be a spoiler. So exactly. I mean, what can you do?
So we had the longest battle scene in cinematic history.
Yeah. Okay.
History.
I was scared because it was the same director who directed Battle of the Bastards from the previous season, which was a very visceral kind of battle scene.
Yes.
And then this one really surprised me. It wasn't the same, you know? It was very, very different.
No, it was. I'm sorry, you just all got some ASMR of me swallowing water. No, it was so different from that. But like even just like the way it was shot and everything like was just so. But no, I think the one thing that did remain was just the suspense you felt.
Yeah,
that was the
they
only
did a
constant.
really like they did it well enough that it wasn't like, oh my god, let this episode like move on already. They did it in a way that you were on the edge of your seat the whole time. Like there was never a moment where I was just like, well, they're just stretching that out too much.
No, definitely. I mean, okay, so the one thing I didn't like, put it on the table. I didn't like how they wrote Sam Tarly in this episode.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I was frustrated for him because he just came out as like a wimp, and I think they should have just put him in the crypts because he has enough value with his like brain that I don't understand why they didn't just put him in the crypts.
I think they may have like cut some scenes is like the way I viewed it because he's fighting so bravely and people around him are dying and he's still standing is the way I took it. And then even when he retreats after what happens with Ed, I'm not going to put that much of a spoiler out there, but he's still alive and fighting in Winterfell.
That's true.
So like I took it as like there was something missing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I just felt like every time the camera was on him, he was crying. And I was just
I totally agree.
I was like, why did they do this to him? No, but that is true. There was probably scenes that we did not see. Fun fact, it took 55 days to film.
I heard.
One episode.
Wasn't it something crazy like $10 million or something?
I did not see the number amount, but I can imagine it being that expensive.
It was a lot of money.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't like was when they were talking in the director's cut afterwards, in the after show, they were talking about how the plan falls apart when Dany sees what happens to the Dothraki. So she immediately takes flight. I didn't realize there was a plan that they had deviated from.
That's fair. Yeah, what was the plan?
The plan apparently was Jon and Dany were staying with the dragons and waiting for the groups to advance.
Yes.
Before they came out with the dragons. And that didn't happen. And then the scenes were just very confusing when the dragons were in like the clouds and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I would have rather seen more fighting. I know they were trying to like break it up and stuff, but like the whole time I was just getting progressively more angry with Dany and Jon being like, your people are dying. Like, and you're in the clouds right now. Like, figure it out.
Yeah,
I
those
was
random
just
like I mean these shots had more action in them, but when they finally come across like the Night King and the other dragon, the ice dragon, I'm gonna call him because I don't know his
yeah.
actual name.
I think it's Viserys,
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Viserion, one
Mhm.
of them.
Yeah, no, it's I think you're right, it's with the V. Um, but it's like this really far out pan shot of them, and you just see like the moon, and they're above all the clouds, and
Yeah.
like they're fighting, but it was just kind of like okay, and I'm like, and there's still so much happening down
Yeah,
below,
like
you
I don't
know?
care what you guys are doing flying around up
Hmm.
there. Like,
Yeah, I think I would have been interested to see maybe some more conversations in the crypts.
yeah.
If they're not going to show action, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
I did like how they broke up the action though when they were
yes.
doing like the scenes in Winterfell when like Arya was running through
Mm-hmm.
the halls.
No.
The library scene was incredibly well shot. I
Yes.
thought that was amazing.
Oh, so intense.
But the one like scene that really got me, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of Dany or Jorah, so I was just kind of like,
What? I didn't know
okay.
that about Jorah.
Well, you didn't know about Jorah at the
Like
end?
no, like I didn't know that you weren't a
Oh,
fan of his.
well, like he's fine, but like he can't keep her reined in.
yeah.
Clearly, like
Mhm.
she's crazy. I don't like her. And he is like supposed to be this top advisor and everything, but
Mhm.
also he abandoned his people. It makes me angry. Whatever.
Okay.
Um, but the one thing that like the death that like really got me, and again, flashing spoiler for anyone listening or
Leave
watching
now.
this video, leave immediately. Lyanna Mormont.
Oh yes, that was so well done.
She was like my favorite northern character. Like,
Oh, she was yes.
I'm so glad she got the death that she did.
Yes, and I'm glad they killed her in this episode. I think I don't know
Yeah.
how much more. I think her character would have just like kind of become irrelevant for the rest of the season.
There's two ways they would have gone, which
Mhm.
I think her death kind of changed one of my theories. I had thought that if she had survived, she would be a big proponent for Jon becoming king.
Okay, that's yes.
So now I feel like, and she would have never sided with Dany,
No.
was the big thing. So now I feel like Jon's just not going to say anything. You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's very wrong. He would clearly be a better king than Dany would. Like she's awful.
But this is a fact, not an opinion.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like people compare Cersei and Dany. They're both terrible queens, but here's my thing. Cersei knows how to be a queen. She is only out for herself, but she knows how to rule a kingdom. Whereas like Dany just expects people to respect her because of her bloodline. And I'm like, girl.
Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan of that.
Like, you gotta earn that respect. You can't just like wave the dragons around and be like, bow down. No.
Yeah, no. It needs to come with some sort, because that's kind of if you think about it, the whole seasons she shows up with the dragons and all of a sudden everyone's like, you must be the chosen one, you know? Like there's no proving there usually.
Like just the few instances where she has had to be a ruler, she's done it really badly. Like, do you remember what happened in the Free Cities? She just decides to like marry herself off and then everyone dies.
Yes. You're right.
And like as soon as her Dothraki king or whatever dies, she makes the wrong choice. You know, I just feel like she has good intentions, but she doesn't realize how ill prepared she is. And also, she doesn't know Westeros. The people of Westeros don't know her. She was born in another country. You know?
Yeah.
She grew up across the sea. So like, I don't know. It's weird to me.
No, I see that. And then of course the big climax of the episode. What do you think there?
I was pleasantly surprised. I really liked it. I liked how they did it. I mean, I'm progressively starting to like dislike Bran more and more. But
I know he keeps saying he's not Bran anymore, but like pick a side. Like
just
you know, like help maybe just say something. And I understand that, like, if you don't let things unfold a certain way, that they can change how
Yeah.
they, like all of that.
But I was like, you couldn't just give Theon a heads up and just been like,
Yeah.
hide behind the tree real quick? Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Like, no, there was definitely just some times where, I mean, I just all the time. I wish I found Bran to be like this super cool character that like is different and complex,
Yeah.
but I just don't.
Because
Like,
Isaac does such a good job portraying him.
yeah, no, he's great. Like, it's just kind of like what they're doing with the character
Yeah,
that's not.
it's just
Yeah.
not great.
My dad actually, here, I'm gonna try to find a text message quickly, had a cool idea for how, spoiler, the Night King dies, that I would have been okay with as well, because we were talking about it after the episode, and he said that he thought it should have had been Bran to kill the Night King, perhaps with some warg power in a dramatic self-sacrifice. Like, he would take over the Night King's mind right when he was about to kill Bran, just long enough to turn the blade on himself, but dying in the process because his consciousness is with the Night King's mind.
I feel like that would have been better. You know, like, obviously.
It would have been unexpected for Bran to do anything.
Like, maybe they still have, like, the Bran storyline, but to be honest, I don't know where they'll go with that. But like, maybe potentially, like, now that the Night King's gone, Bran is no longer the three-eyed raven. Like, maybe that's something that happens.
We'll find that
so
out.
then he becomes heir of Winterfell, because they still need an heir.
Yes.
Because Sansa's only allowed to be Lady of Winterfell as long as Jon is King of the North. And he's not. So, I don't know. I'm a little worried.
Yeah, there's a lot that needs to happen in these next 3 episodes. I'm excited. I'm nervous. Who is one character you thought would have 100% died? I mean, my answer is Grey Worm. I don't know how he didn't die. It's not that I want him to die, but you kind of think that if you're gonna be like the head of the Unsullied, like you would. I think in a battle like this.
They kind of evened out his death though, because all of the Unsullied are gone.
Yeah,
and he had to essentially cause their deaths by bridging the gap before they were able to get across. So it's almost like his character arc died in a sense, because he's no longer the leader of these strong warriors. So maybe that's where they were going with that. I for sure thought I was going to lose Gendry, and I was so upset.
Yeah.
I thought either Gendry or Brienne were going to die, and I was just not there for it.
I was afraid about that.
Yeah, not as many main characters died as I thought they
Everyone
would.
thought that this was going to be like half.
like the population.
Half. Yeah, because I mean, there was all those scenes where you had like Jaime, Brienne, and Podrick just like cowering on a wall, like fighting, but like with their backs to the wall.
Yeah, I saw someone. There was a thing of. I'm so glad Podrick lived, by the way. But,
yes.
There was a thing of Jaime and Brienne fighting on like the top of the wall before the dead were coming over the side, and someone commented on it. It was like a GIF or a GIF or however you call it. And they were like, "This is a love scene. No one can tell me any different."
That's awesome.
But yeah, no, I definitely thought they were gonna go. But it does make me worried for the next war, because they saved characters for bigger deaths, I think.
Yes, they did. Speaking of things that worried me, we have Taylor Swift.
Yikes, guys. It's not good.
I listened to it once. Actually, no, I listened to it twice, but I forgot I'd listened to it because it was late at night, and I thought I couldn't possibly have had such an unfavorable opinion of this song, and also at the same time remember nothing about it. But the second time the time I truly watched it, I also watched the music video.
Yeah.
Which made me like it less.
Yeah. I feel like I would have liked it more if I had just heard the song.
Yeah.
But I watched it with the music video thinking, oh my gosh, this is Taylor Swift and Brendan Urie, two of my favorite artists. Of course I'm going to love this song. And I was sitting there in growing horror as I realized it was the worst.
I could not enjoy it. I like the French thing at the beginning.
I did too.
Yeah,
I
I was
thought
like,
that
this
was
is
good.
fun. I like the snake. Like
It
that
made
was
me
very
very
promising.
excited. And then just there was paint everywhere and
Mhm.
poorly fitting pastel suits. And
Mhm.
then suddenly Brendan Urie was flying in the sky with an umbrella and their lyrics were terrible, and then there was a
Yeah.
marching band and I was like, no.
It was almost like they were trying to make this anthem out
Yeah.
of nowhere.
And it's just not that song.
Mm-mm.
Especially because, and this line sticks with me, it haunts me in my dreams. Spelling is fun, kids.
Yeah.
We're all adults here. You're 29 years old.
That's the thing I just kept thinking.
Like,
I'm like, that's a literal thing I kept thinking.
Taylor
She's
Swift,
29.
are you going through a midlife crisis over the fact you're turning
Mhm.
30? Like, is that what this
Yeah,
is?
I'd love to hear some sort of explanation. I haven't really looked up any if she's definitely probably released something.
They're both brilliant songwriters.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what happened.
I don't either. But I mean, it's just also so different from when Look What You Made Me Do came out, and it was this super dark, you know, just not like, it was not like the Taylor people are used to, which is what she was trying to emphasize. And then this is like almost the polar opposite.
Yeah.
Still not a Taylor we recognize from her past, which is okay, you know, if she's trying to change herself.
Yeah.
But then on top of everything, the fact that now she's under a different record label.
Well, like when the snake turned into the butterfly, I was like, is
Yeah.
she trying to do like a rebirth of the nice T Swift?
Yeah.
Like, I just didn't like it.
I like like performance artists, but at the same time, sometimes I just want the music. You know, I like meanings, but I don't want to work for that too hard. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
I just want to enjoy listening to music and understanding what an artist was going through without feeling like I have to unravel 30 layers to get there. You know?
I felt like I was watching, like, you know what it felt like? You know, in Spy Kids, where they have that children's show that they watch. I forget what it's called, but like all the kids are like hypnotized by it. I felt like that was what I was watching.
I see that.
You know, like it was just a lot of bright colors. I was not a fan. I was disappointed, I think, more than anything. But
yes. No, and I think I keep telling myself that, again, I was not happy at all with Look What You Made Me Do, yet Reputation does have some awesome songs on it.
Exactly.
So I'm hoping that whatever this new era is brings some awesome hits, and it maybe just won't be the type of album where I can love all of them.
Yeah, I never really love her first singles.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm hopeful.
Blank Space was good.
Yeah. And Out of the Woods. Was that a single?
I think it was a single, but it was released like after the album.
Right,
it wasn't like a promo.
Gotcha.
Single.
All right. Well, we're going to jump back into the indie music. We'll let you contend with the Game of Thrones spoilers and the Taylor Swift drama. But when we come back, we'll have another segment for you and Song of the Week.